Hey guys, it's time for another review, and today I'll be taking a look at Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands for the Nintendo Wii. This game is brought to us by Ubisoft Quebec, not Ubisoft Montreal, Ubisoft Quebec. I've never played any of the Prince of Persia games up till now. I haven't played Sands of Time, haven't played any of the other ones. They always seemed like the type of thing that would interest me. Action adventure mixed with precise platforming, but I never got around to buying one. So naturally, I didn't really care about this one until Ubisoft Quebec released a trailer for it. Now, this trailer pretty much got me totally and completely pumped for this game. Well, I didn't get it right when it came out, but still, I got around to renting it. And at first, man, oh man, did they ever break a lot of promises here. Alright, one of the things they promised would be they'd have huge open level design where you could use your 3 sand powers to create your own paths. You've got a hook, a pillar, and a sphere. You can combine them to create your own paths, which is essentially total bullcrap. The levels are insanely linear. I can see why they want to make them open, like, because the last Prince of Persia game for the 360 and PS3, everyone complained that the levels were too linear, so obviously they were going to open it up for this one. They obviously didn't bother to do that with the Wii version. Also, on top of that, you have a terrible camera and terrible controls. Yeah, in a game that's all about precise platforming and whatnot, having a terrible camera and terrible controls surprisingly really hinders the gameplay. I don't know why, it just does. Alright, so the game packs around 10 hours, and I gotta say, the more I played it, the more I got to like it. Alright, at first I hated the game because they do give you your sand powers, but at first you're completely limited to where you can use them. You can only use them on a certain panel on a wall somewhere. It's like, oh, if I can only use my hook on those panels, then why not just have the hooks already there? What is the point of having the power? Until you get to about halfway through the game, they take away the panels and they give you your sphere power, and once you get your sphere power and the hook, obviously you get the pillar power, but that's pretty much useless, as you'll quickly discover. Once you get the hook and the sphere, all the rooms start to have 2 paths. You can either go the set path or the hook and sphere path. Why you'd want to take the preset path, I have no idea, because they always give you the option to use the hook and sphere path. So yeah, why not use that? You still don't get really ever a chance to be creative about how you traverse the environment. Like, it's nothing like Super Mario Sunshine, which that was part of the reasons why I really loved that game. Instead, you can tell, like, even at first, before you have the spear, but you can still use the pillar and the hook wherever you want, you can still see that there are very clear areas the game designers were intending you to put, or expecting you to put them, and that's the only place you can put them to get by. Although the environments are very nice looking, it can be very annoying to find what's the tiny little ledge on the wall you can grab onto, and some stuff is just total bullshit, like how there's some shrubbery on the wall and it's green with blue flowers on it. You can climb on that. Then you can see virtually the exact same thing minus the blue flowers, and you're supposed to know you can't climb on that, when literally it is the exact same model, just minus the blue flowers on it. So it can be a little bit annoying like that, but you'll all get used to it in time. As for the camera, eventually you'll just learn the orientation inside and out. The controls, you do eventually get used to them, but that's never really a good thing. You should never say you should never have to get used to the controls. That means there's a problem with your controls. Controls should work. You can pick up the game and be able to play like a pro in seconds. Well, not like a pro, but you should be able to play like a decent skill level. The story, story I actually found to be rather interesting. The game's got a good enough pacing to get you through the 10-hour campaign. Although, one of the things I recall people complaining about in other reviews is how the story is just spoon-fed to you, like you never get to experience the characters grow. And that's absolutely true. You will literally have a narrator pop up and saying, it's like, oh, the prince is starting to see the beauty in the land. The prince no longer cares about taking his kingdom for himself. He just cares about saving the princess. Yeah, a narrator will actually just come out flat out and say that straight to your face. The pacing is good, which is surprising compared to other Ubisoft games, but Ubisoft Quebec can also not make a freaking instruction manual. Okay, Ubisoft, you're really starting to piss me off now. It's just ridiculous. I know that I'm probably the only reviewer out there who has ever complained about an instruction manual, but really, come on, guys. So, you will play through the game. There are quite a few extra unlockables. Like, obviously, the ones they were advertising, like, you can get the classic Prince of Persia Super Nintendo game. Nothing to look forward to. Well, and there are also other unlockables, like a 2.5D thing, and a few other things. They're cool, but they're by no means a advertising point for this game. There are heroic challenges, aka achievements. Some of them can be kind of funny. One of them is called Rick, and what you have to do is you have to roll 20 times in a row. Think about that. If you don't get it, then I'm sorry. Alright. So, the more I played it, the environments do start to open up. You do get used to the controls, and you will start to have a genuinely fun experience. But it's only $10, so I can't... Really, the best I can say about this game is rent it. The combat... Even I've kind of forgot to mention the combat throughout the game. Combat's actually really good, even though the controls for it are just waggle, waggle, waggle. There are enough moves for it to be simple, yet still be fun. So I enjoyed the combat. I just enjoyed... It was an overall fun experience once, but you are going to have to be patient with it, because it sucks. The first 6 hours of the game... Ugh. There are puzzles in the game which are kind of pretty much bullshit. Most of them, you'll quickly, like sometimes they don't exactly make your objective clear as to what you have to do, and other ones you'll just quickly learn the best solution is just to mess around with things until you finally get something to work. Still, overall, I enjoyed the experience. If you're looking for a solid action-adventure game for your Nintendo Wii, and that's sort of my problem with this, is I realized, looking back on it, the whole thing I liked about it, one of the reasons I was liking this game so much was because it felt fresh, when I realized it wasn't doing anything fresh. It's all been done before. It's just, the Wii is pretty much starved for good action-adventure games. What's wrong with making a decent third-person action-adventure game? Seriously, people. Everyone, it's like... Right? If you don't want to copy off of Zelda, you're just going to go and copy off of someone else, so why not? But still, overall, great enjoyable experience. Prince of Persia, Forgotten Sands for the Nintendo Wii receives a 3 out of 5. Don't buy it, rent it, give it some time. Once you get to about 6 hours into the game, you should be used to the controls, you should have all your powers and stuff, and you should be having a genuinely fun time.